I've always believed that reading is incredibly important to personal development because the range of actions you can take in your life is limited by the range of ideas you've been exposed to, and by reading more, you can make new behaviours available to you. Because of this, I read a lot of books, and more specifically, I read a lot of self-improvement books. The problem I had for a long time was that finding good books to read was consuming more of my time than actually reading them did. The idea that some truly life-transforming books were out there that I hadn't been able to find yet kept me browsing through Amazon for hours, as well as reading contradictory reviews and recommendations from all over the place. A lot of other people on YouTube have made lists of the best books on certain topics. There's definitely value in this, and I'll probably do one of these in the future myself. But for now, I'm going to talk about how you can find the greatest books for yourself. A trap that we all fall into occasionally is relying on marketing when deciding which books to read, or always going for what's the most popular at the time. Being a bestseller on Amazon doesn't necessarily mean it's a great book. It could just mean the author or publisher is great at marketing. The biggest problem when trying to find the books that will add the most value to your life is going along with the groupthink and ending up with something that's the best for a very generalised audience instead of what's best for you as an individual. What you really need is personalised recommendations. This way the books you end up reading will be more specific to your problems and your desires, and you'll be more interested and motivated to read them faster. Here's 5 ways to get book recommendations that are personalised to exactly what you want. The first is recommendation algorithms. Now, whenever you start to talk about these with regard to books, it's immediately clear that you're mostly going to be talking about Amazon, since they're pretty close to having a monopoly on the book market. I'm actually convinced that Amazon's recommendation technology for books is the best of its kind, though the reason for this might just be a happy accident. It's more useful than the recommendations you'll get for movies or TV shows, where it's become a running joke that Netflix will keep coming up with really bizarre suggestions for you. This is because reading a book is a much bigger time investment than watching a movie or TV show, so you're going to be much more selective, making the recommendations generated by those selections far more accurate. If you don't want to buy your books from Amazon because you find them cheaper elsewhere or just prefer another retailer, you can also get recommendations just from adding books to a wishlist on there. I like to have multiple wishlists for books on different topics, so I can quickly get suggestions for a book about something specific, instead of hoping I look out by seeing it in my overall suggestions. If you want to get automatic suggestions without using an online store, then Goodreads also offers this. It's a social media site focused on reading, and here books are suggested based on how you engage with the site itself, instead of which books you buy. The second way is to look for books based on who the author was. We all have a few authors who we like enough that we'll read anything they produce. If Robert Greene or Tim Ferriss writes something, I already know I'm going to be reading it because I've liked their previous work so much. You can also look for similar authors to the ones you like the most. Amazon has a list of similar authors if you go to the author page of one that you like. Number 3 is to look for lists of the best books on a certain topic. There's a ton of really good examples of this on YouTube. With this, it's really important to make sure the person who made the lists is someone who usually appeals to your personal interests. A niche blogger who has a similar mindset to you will offer more personalised book lists than a large news website, since they'll have to cater to a large audience with generalised material. Way number 4 is reviews. More specifically, it's reviews with high credibility. Just like with lists, the person doing the review matters just as much as what the review says. If you look at book reviews from people who don't think like you and don't have the same interests as you, their opinions will be completely irrelevant. Reviews only matter when they're from people with similar tastes to you, so make sure they've given positive reviews to a few books you've already read and liked before you take them at their word. And finally, if you're still stuck for ideas, you can always fall back on reading biographies. The biographies, and especially the autobiographies, of the people you admire most can alter your perspective of life in the way few other books can. By reading autobiographies, you're drawing on the wisdom of the greatest people who've ever lived in their own words. This can provide the benefits you'd normally get from reading fiction and non-fiction simultaneously. On one hand, you're getting the story of a great person's life and understanding the world from their perspective. On the other, you're gaining factual knowledge about their world that you can apply yourself. Biographies also have the benefit of telling you about the interests of the people you aspire to be like, providing good suggestions for new topics you can learn more about in the future. Thanks for watching! If you want more videos like this, then subscribe. See you next time, and have a great day!